Hi students, today let me introduce you to a new topic called the bioinformatic tools, a short insight. Firstly, before speaking upon the tools, we need to find out what is bioinformatics. But my purpose is not to directly tell you what is bioinformatics. You yourself will find out what is bioinformatics when I finish few slides. And let's go into something referred to as the omics of relevance. If you go to learn different scientific or different fields of science, you come across different terms like genomics, transcriptomics, proteomics, metabolomics. All these omics are of much importance. Why are they important? The terms seem to be very much confusing, but at the same time, if you link them with your IQ or your common sense, you can get an idea of what is it. Genomics, of course, something related to the genes. Genes are made up of DNA, and hence genomics is including the study of genes as well as DNA. And according to the central dogma of life, we know that DNA is converted into RNA by a process called transcription. And the study of RNA is referred to as the transcriptomics. Further on, you can see that RNA is converted into protein in every biological cell or in every living cell. RNA is converted into protein by a process called translation. And the study of proteins is referred to as the proteomics. And we can also see that various proteins such as enzymes might carry out various reactions, enzymatic reactions, resulting in the formation of various metabolites. And the study of these metabolites, it refers to as a metabolomics. And the study of transcriptomics and proteomics will in turn give a expression of the functional aspect of genomics. You know that only if a gene is being expressed or if it is being activated, a RNA as well as a protein is being formed. If a gene is not being triggered, it will not result in the formation of RNA or protein. So the term functional genomics can be given to the combined efforts of transcriptomics and proteomics. So you got an idea about the different omics of life which are very much relevant. All these omics play an important role in every moment of our life, because even if we have to talk, even we have to move, or even if we have to sleep, all these omics do play an important role. Your DNA, your RNA, your protein, the metabolites of your body all play a very significant role at every stage of your life. Right from a single cell has been formed, and right from it is the single cell to a multi, and then when it has been converted into a multicellular form, from a multicellular form, when the multicellular form differentiates into different cells and organs, and ultimately when an individual has been formed, different omics play a wide role within our life. So you might be thinking, now what is all this linked with bioinformatics? Let's go on. So as we termed earlier, genomics is the study of genome, and we know that all the set of DNA is found in each cell is known, and that complete set of DNA is referred to as a genome. The genome is mainly found within the cell nucleus, and within the cell nucleus you have the chromosome, and the chromosome is coiled, you get the double helix, and it is made up of nucleotides. That's quite aware. And if you go a little more down, you can see that nucleotides can either be DNA or RNA, and they can be made up of nucleotide bases, sugar, phosphate backbones. These all things we are clear right now because you have already learned the basics of molecular biology. But if you go to look further on, if you go to look a whole gene, it has been found that every gene is being made up of different nucleotides, and you can express the sequence of the information in a particular gene as different DNA sequences. If I am talking about a nucleotide, a DNA, what happens? You can see that it is made up of various nucleotides arranged together. Since the sugars as well as the phosphates are common, when you express a DNA sequence, you express it like the bases are being arranged. You do not write commonly which are the sugars as well as the phosphates, because if it is DNA, it is understood that it is deoxyribose, and if it is RNA, it is understood that it is a ribose sugar. So when you write the sequence, or what is a sequence, it's just like if I have a name. Okay, if I have a name, the name is made up of the name of a person is made up of different alphabets. The same way, each cell has a genome. A genome is made up of various genes, and the genes are made up of various DNA sequences, and every DNA sequence is made up of various bases. So the order or the sequence of the DNA refers to the order of the nucleotide bases which have been found in that. And I've just given a small part of a gene, and you can see how they are being arranged. That is, we are finding out, we are decoding what is the nucleotide bases or which are being found in that particular gene. So this is a gene. A gene is an ordered sequence of nucleotides located in a particular position on a particular chromosome that encodes a specific functional product. That is, it could be either a RNA as well as a protein molecule. Now, what is a genome? When all the genetic material in the chromosome is considered, it is referred to as a genome. And its size is generally given as its total number of base pairs. And we know that in a whole genome, the genetic material has been arranged as different chromosomes. Now, this is the what? You have an idea of this. This is the human chromosomes which have been shown here, and we have 46 chromosomes, and that is every pair. There is, for every chromosome we have a homologous chromosome too. So what is transcriptome now? The set of all the mRNAs present in the certain cell tissues in the organs are referred to as a transcriptome. And the mRNA level results from the intensity of transcription as well as the mRNA stability. And transcriptomics, it refers to the expression analysis of the population of genes. You are mainly analyzing how much a gene is being expressed under different conditions, under different treatments, as well as under different developmental stages. Now, what is proteomics? It mainly includes all the set of proteins which have been found in a cell is referred to as a proteome. And so when you study the proteins, or when you study on the proteome, a study on the proteome is referred to as a proteomics. And approximately you can find about 25,000 proteins in a plant cell. And the protein concentration as well as the activity will be different than gene expression due to the post-translational modifications. Now I'm going to try to link all these three terms together. If you have a nucleus, within the nucleus you have DNA, or which constitutes the genome, and the genome is for the DNA is converted into precursor mRNA, and then it is converted into mRNA, and this is by and finally it becomes the mature mRNA, and the mature mRNA and the total mRNA constitutes the transcriptome, and the mRNA is further converted into proteins, and that is referred to the proteomes, and some proteins will result in the formation of various other metabolites. By the action of various proteins, various metabolites have been formed, and we get the metabolome. Okay, now when you have to study the genome, how is the genome or the DNA sequence? The DNA sequence is being analyzed by various techniques called the genome mapping, genome sequencing, or genome annotation based techniques. So, to find out the entire sequence of the genome or of the DNA, we do various techniques and they will contribute to the science of structural genomics. At the same time, to study the mRNA, you can use different techniques. You can use either DNA arrays and chips, quantitative RT-PCRs or semi-quantitative RT-PCRs. You can use Northern blot, you can use transcriptional fusions, etc. Then, to study the proteins, you can use techniques such as 2D electrophoresis, mass spectroscopy, spectrophotometry, protein sequencing, translational fusional, immunodetection, enzyme activities. Then to study the metabolites, you can use various techniques such as chromatography, mass spectrophotometry, NMR, etc. So all these, like the study of mRNA, proteins as well as the metabolites, they constitute the science of the functional genomics. Now, this whole thing seems to be highly complicated, giving us lots of data. That is, every gene when you sequence, you get lots of information. Every mRNA when you study, you get lots of information. At the same way, every protein gives us lots of information, whereas the metabolites also gives us lots of information. And to store all these information, it is not quite easy. And you also have the metabolomics, as we have mentioned, the study of metabolites. So as I mentioned earlier, the storing of all these information is not quite an easy task. So a new branch of science was being developed, referred to as the bioinformatics. And let me talk it in a simple words. It is the collection, classification as well as the storage and the analysis of all the biochemical and the biological information using computers, especially as applied to the molecular genetics and genomics. It's nothing but all the information of the DNA, of all of the proteins, of the RNA, as well as the metabolites can be stored with the help of sophisticated computers. Okay, sometimes you might use various algorithms for it or different powerful computers for it, and all this collection of large volumes of genomic, proteomic and metabolomic data referred to us as bioinformatics. It involves a technology that uses computers for the storage, retrieval, manipulation and the distribution of information related to biological macromolecules. And this has been found to be a highly rapidly evolving field with an extreme shortage of skilled workers to write programs and analyze data. So it is in fact a linking between the biological information and the computer-based knowledge. A person who is a bioinformatician should have information or should have skills in how to analyze the biological data or how to retrieve the biological data, and at the same time to store this large amount of biological data in a computer. Sometimes you would also have to find out the relationship between different organisms by comparing their biological information. Now, what is biological information? All the information regarding the genome, proteome, metabolome, as well as sometimes the transcriptome of an organism. So the science of bioinformatics mainly involves the analysis of the large volumes of genomic, proteomic, transcriptomic and metabolomic data, requiring sophisticated algorithms and powerful computers. Hope so you got an idea of this. We will be talking about more information of bioinformatics in the coming sessions. Thank you for now.